This week, we examine a discussion between an atheist and a man that claims to be possessed by a demon. Have we become believers after seeing Nefarious?
I'm Matt.
I'm Chad, and you're listening to or watching episode 125 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, Matt, how you doing this week, man?
I am doing great.
You feeling good being back in that second chair?
No, not because of this, but my son just started sports again, and last year
what sport is he playing this year?
baseball. It's we've come full circle. New year, everything. He's in seventh grade now. He was in beginning band last year. He's an intermediate band this year. So now he'll be like taking trips across the country to different regions, performing, doing things like that. And
what
now he's
instrument
back
does he play? Piano?
trombone.
Okay.
And like he'd be at home practicing, and he'd be like, "Dad, see this?" Well, that's not what a trombone makes, but you get the point. He'd be like, right. He'd be like, that's a F key, and now you hear this, that's a G key, and I'd be like, that sounds the same to me, but good job though. I'm like, all right, you can tell the difference, but I was like, that sounds the same. But from last year, where he was at baseball, to this year, so we was practicing and everything, and I'm like, you a lot bigger than the rest. I'm like, when you swing, just swing as hard as you can. If you miss, don't worry about it. Blah blah blah. So
what? Why are you telling him that?
no,
Don't tell him that.
see, you don't know about baseball. That's what our coach said. He don't care about strikeouts. You need
don't
to swing.
You don't want him to blow his shit out.
Oh, that's true, because we did have a kid dislocate his elbow out
Right,
here, but
that's
that
what
was
I'm
my
like.
throw.
Don't tell him
But
to put all his fucking power into it.
into swinging, not throwing, and swinging.
I'm talking
So
about swinging too. Like, do you remember? It was many episodes ago. Laurent was telling us about when he was doing softball, and he was over here playing softball like baseball, and like by like the fourth inning, he was like not feeling good because like he was like putting too much into every swing.
yeah, because he old though. That's why these kids are young. They bounce back all the time for these things.
Okay.
So, and before I tell you what happens, like it's so stressful watching your kid play some sports because you want them to succeed. You know you can do the job at hand and do it well, but they got to do it. So he was up to bat, one strike, one ball. We was like, good eye, don't swing at that. And next one, hit it out there. Well, he got a single, but that still counts though.
Yeah.
So I was just so happy for him. He cheesing, everybody yelling his name. That was my proud father moment. I was so happy for him. And we won the game. So
good. This is a definite improvement over last year.
Oh yeah. Last year we got destroyed. I don't think we won any games last year. So we undefeated right now.
You are the champions after one game.
Oh. We haven't lost nothing. So if somebody beat us, then we still champions. That was like a proud father moment because, we worked on stuff. Also him catching, using two hands and stuff. He was able to catch it and stuff, get some out. So I was just so happy for him. It was a proud daddy moment.
So tell me, why did you see Strays?
Because you couldn't, so I wanted to represent.
I mean, to be fair, I did get in the not me. We got an invitation to the screening, the advanced screening. I didn't want to go. And you live in Japan. So yeah.
So then seeing that, and plus I wanted to watch something lighthearted or whatever. Nothing too crazy. But for you don't know, Strays is a comedy starring, or the synopsis is dogs how do you describe that? Dogs that talk. I don't know what you want to say.
Yeah,
How do you what type of movie is
it's
that?
a live action talking animal movie. No?
Yes, but it's not for the kids. This is a
Mm.
adult movie. No, no, no. Wait, did you see it?
This is porn. No, I didn't see it. I didn't go to the screening, and I wasn't gonna spend money on that. I
Uh
wasn't gonna go into Nicole Kidman's house and then watch that shit.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's definitely not for the kids. This is for the grown folks.
Okay.
So do not send your kids to this movie. Um, it stars like Jamie Foxx, Will Ferrell, Will Arnett, Randall Park, Dennis Quaid, Josh Gad, Isla Fisher, like
Josh Gaddis.
good people for these voices.
Okay.
So it's basically about a dog who is the owner is a bad person who treats him like shit, and he meets up with these strays, and they do stray dog animal stuff, and they decide to extract revenge on the main dog Reggie owner who's treating them bad. And yes, that's the brief synopsis what is. But I will say this. It's it's good. I feel like if I had a glass of wine or if I had some
Weed.
edibles.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I was gonna say edibles, but yes, I would enjoy this a lot more. It's one of those things. It's good. I get what they're going for and everything. I would if this was on TV, I would turn it on again.
So this is not something you should watch sober.
Yeah, I feel like the jokes would have hit harder and longer if like I feel also like some 20-year-old me, I think 20-year-old me will love the shit out this movie.
Our younger selves were so stupid.
Yes. Yes. Fun ride. I think watch it. Let me know what you think. But I just feel like if I was a little bit enhanced, then I would enjoy this movie a lot more.
Okay, okay. Um, did I can't remember if I talked about the new Ninja Turtles movie on the show, but you got a chance to
Yes.
catch it. I did talk
Yes.
about it.
Yes, because you said this is a best anime, or no, you said this is the best. What was it? You said you called it one of the best of something.
I caught it one of the best. I caught it the best animated movie of 2023 thus far, and I only put it above Spider-Man because Spider-Man is not a complete movie.
Okay, right. So I had a chance to catch it, and me and my son watched it. I love this movie. This movie is well done. Shout out to Seth Rogen, Jeff Rowe, whoever is involved in this. Y'all did y'all thing on this one.
Yes.
Um,
Do you
one of my
agree or
favorite.
disagree with me?
Oh no, I agree. Yeah. Oh, wait.
See, my thing is like if Spider-Man one like to be continued, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But you get a complete story here.
Right, you do get a complete story. Uh, as of right now, I would say I agree with you, but if I change my mind later on, then I will let you know because I can't
Okay.
think of it. But right.
Okay.
But one of my favorite parts of this movie was when they just crack or they just beat somebody and they come out and they're talking about how they're gonna meet the guy and they start doing the whole New York accent thing. Hey, Ock, give me a bacon and cheese, and like they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like one thing I loved about this movie is these are teenagers in
Yes.
today's times. This
Yes.
is not like because if you think about it before, it was like they're teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like besides like
They're played by adults
right, but I'm saying
one
like
way or
even their
another.
antics, like besides skateboarding or pizza, like what really like their dialogue didn't really seem like teenagers.
Yeah.
This right here, their dialogue fit their teenagers.
Yes, and they're like, yer, yer, yer. And I'm like, I don't even know what
Right,
that
right.
means, but
Nah,
I heard the young people saying it.
my son ate that shit up. He was like, "Yeah, boy, that's what they be doing." Everything else like that. So he
That
he
is
was
so
right on
me.
par with it. Right. So he loved that. So I was like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that brought to me something I thought about later on. Ayo Idibra, sorry if I say the last name wrong. She voices April O'Neil in this movie. Now, some of you might be like, "Who is Ayo Idibra?" Well,
He has
then,
had a fucking phenomenal summer.
And this is where I like to put the shine on her for right now, because some of you might be, well, majority of you are probably familiar with her from The Bear, which is an amazing show. Season 2 dropped. Y'all should go ahead and watch it. So I looked up, so I'm like, hey, she's been on a lot of things lately. So let me look it up. So I want to say she deserves her flowers, because I'm going to run down a list of stuff she's been in since 2020. So the last 3 years, she was in The Bear. She played Missy. She did voice actress Missy on Big Mouth. She appeared in Abbott Elementary. She was in Theater Camp. How was Theater Camp?
It was excellent, man. Fucking phenomenal.
Not to rain on your parade, but she was also in Bottoms, but you could tell us about that later on. Also, she was in a movie this year called The Sweet East. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
I wanted to check that out later. As you look that up. Also, she was a voice actress in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. She played Glory Grant. I already mentioned
she was the cute little black girl that got Miles out of there.
Right. And also she appeared in Black Mirror. So
yeah.
Ayo, us at We Should Talk About This at Work podcast. We appreciate your work. You're great at everything you're doing. We're giving you I know it's early, you're young in your career. We're giving you flowers now, because we see everything you doing, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, she's fucking crushing it, man. But yeah, on that vein of her killing it, she is in Bottoms with Rachel Sennett, and as DJ Khaled would say, another one.
Right.
The movie's fucking hilarious. It's about misfit girls in high school that are also lesbians. And through a series of lies, they convince the other girls in the high school that they spent the summer at juvie, and they start like a self-defense club, and like they beat the shit out of each other. So like moments into this movie, you realize
is this like a fight club thing?
Kind of. It's a comedy. So moments into the movie, you realize that this is like a movie, like it's like a heightened reality. So like literally don't take anything seriously. So like there's like people getting hit with cars, like people getting stabbed and stuff in like ridiculous ways. This movie is hilarious.
All right, I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Also, Cindy Crawford's daughter apparently is an actress, and she's in the movie.
What's her name?
Why did you ask me that question? Her daughter's name is
Marshawn Lynch is in this.
Yeah, he is so funny too.
Right, I did.
Her name is Kayla Gerber.
Okay.
She a nepo baby too. Right, nothing's popping up with her. But no, it's absolutely hilarious. Like I can't recommend it enough. Like Io has been on fire this summer, and like this is just another great one, like just to add to her resume. Also, I finished live action One Piece.
Hold on real quick.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know what's happening here. If you can, okay. Put the straw hat on, and then put your headphones on upside. that yeah that
doesn't reach.
But yeah, so yeah, for the audio listeners, Matt has his straw hat on because he's a straw hat pirate.
A Mugiwara, straw hat in Japanese.
Okay. So the Netflix series, 8 episodes. Overall, I love the show. Um, I could personally tell that like some stuff like was happening too quickly where I'm like, this was probably like several episodes in the anime. But I had a good time. I appreciated that, we kind of just got to the point with a lot of stuff. From what I understand, where this season ends was like what, maybe 30-ish episodes into the anime? No?
A lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate that, we kind of got to the point in like a little under 8 hours. Um, I don't like how there was a recurring character of the vice admiral, and what's that boy's name? Cody?
Kobe.
Kobe. I didn't like that they were in every single episode. And so like I wish like we could have
That's oh no, sorry. Go ahead. Finish your
so
thought.
so like I just wish that I get it. Like we only have 8 episodes to work with and X amount of budget. So like these people we working with tools we got. I understand that. So, but I just wish like there was like a few episodes where we don't see them, so it's more impactful when they run into Luffy and the gang again.
Right. And plus anime, like one thing I did not like about this is like for you, like Kobe's a main character, right? Kobe is not a main character at all in this.
I didn't really see him as a main character.
But I mean, like as often as they showed him,
Yeah.
like the thing with Kobe is he's there in spurts. It's when he first meet Luffy, then multiple episodes down the road he will show up again. Like it wasn't as frequent as this, so we're like he is not a main character. He's not even a side character really. He's more like a third tier character in the One Piece till later on where blah blah blah. But majority on, he's not that big of a character. So like I didn't appreciate them constantly leaning on him and Garp too. Garp is kind of like a main character. But as far as Kobe is concerned, yeah.
I'm hoping that in season 2 we don't see them again until like the last few episodes, and like they're just the Straw Hats are just we're doing new adventures with new people. I'm hoping
And
that's
that
what they do with season 2.
and I don't and that's the thing, is like I don't they did so much of a time crunch with this. So I don't know where they go from. Like, how big of a time jump are they going to, or not only a time jump, but a time crunch? Because there is other members of the Straw Hat crew that you haven't met yet.
Right.
So are they going to just skip a couple years or whatever and go from there? Or are they going to crunch these episodes, these arcs to where, and like, I don't know how they're going to do it. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was for me, for a sense of somebody who loves One Piece, to see a live action version. It's good for you, for you who's heard of One Piece but didn't want to watch 1,000+ episodes, so they was able to shrink it down. I get what they're doing. I'm just happy now. Like I had a guy at work was like, "Oh, I watched the live action One Piece," because everybody knows I love One Piece. And then, hey, I like One Piece. I saw live, and they're asking me questions and everything. So I'm just glad that One Piece is getting more attention and things like that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Who's your favorite character?
I really like Luffy, like just based off the actor, like everything that the actor is exuding, like I'm feeling it through the screen. Where when he's like talking about how he's gonna be the king of the pirates and stuff, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm with you, dog. Like I'm gonna ride with you too. Like it's just something about how the actor's like doing the role where he's like crushing it.
I'm so happy you said that. A tear almost came from my eye.
Okay.
If I would have said, "Hey, let's watch this One Piece," before, you would have been like, "Nah, I don't like anime." But now look at you. My favorite character is Luffy. I'm just so happy.
No, I don't know if I would feel the same way if I watched the anime. I'm just saying I'm basing this off of the performance of the young man.
Right. And his basics, his base is what Luffy is.
Yeah.
His optimistic
Mm-hmm.
nature, his carefree nature, his all right, we're gonna like if you realize Luffy doesn't call anybody by their real name unless he likes them.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you see how like all the different pirates, like Buggy, he never called Buggy by his real name. He never calls anybody by the real name, but his friends he calls by their real name.
Okay.
So and once you're his friend, now he will do anything and everything for you.
Okay. Okay. Um, I didn't care for Usopp. Usopp,
Usopp, Usopp.
Usopp. Like I didn't like how like from a young age she running around um lying talking about pirates are coming and stuff. Like of course, like when you get big and the stuff goes down, people are not gonna listen to your little line behind. Like all he do is lie. Like, oh yeah, I single-handedly took down what's the shark man name?
Arlong.
Arlong by myself with some help, you know. I'm like,
Do
bro,
you know
stop
why? Do you
lying.
know why he lied?
Like why he's lying all the time?
Why he lied as a kid
Why did he lie as a kid?
that the pirates are coming?
Uh-huh.
Who's his daddy?
That one dude,
The
the
pirate.
yeah, yeah,
So he was lying to keep lying to eventually that his dad will come home.
that don't make no fucking sense.
As a kid, it does. I'm gonna keep saying that my dad's gonna. Well, think about it. If you had a dad who left, oh, he gonna come home. He gonna come home. He gonna come home. So he kept saying that the pirates are gonna come home, hoping that his daddy come home.
Right, but it's like they're coming, making it sound like they about to roll up.
Right,
But they not about to roll up. You say that when you see them on the horizon and shit's about to
right.
go down.
He a kid. He a kid.
See, and look, I understand his mom was sick and stuff, but I'm sorry. We all black. I'm black, you saw black. He would have got that belt after the first time.
And that's where I feel like the downside to the TV show is they don't uh they don't do enough explaining of why things happen on a TV show. Like they don't go in depth. Like for example, when Luffy says that he knows Usopp's daddy, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
works with him. And he was like, "You know my father?" And then they cut to the next scene that was over. There was
Well,
a whole episode
in
of them.
the flashbacks, one of the flashbacks, when Luffy was a kid, there was a black dude hanging around the redhead pirate man, Shanks.
Shanks.
And I just assumed since he's black and Usopp's black that was his dad.
No, he had a name that said Aesop on it.
I didn't see that shit, but I
Oh
was just
yeah.
like, okay, he's black, and then he said that he knows his dad, so it's shorthand, man.
Oh.
It's visual shorthand.
Right, right.
I didn't like how they didn't age the people up much. Like, they do the flashback of when Luffy was a kid hanging out with Shanks and his crew, and then when they show them in present day, they look exactly the same. I didn't like that.
As far as like the other crew, Shanks and all them.
Yeah, like the adults.
Oh, yeah. The adults don't really
Yeah,
change like
I
that.
didn't like. I mean, you couldn't have like, I don't know, puffed them up a little or something. You know?
But the straw hats do change over time. And one thing I did appreciate is the changing of the clothes when they went to different areas.
Mm-hmm.
They do that in the anime where
Oh, that's cool.
different arcs, they wear different clothes and stuff like that. It's not like Doug where they wear the same thing throughout the whole thing.
I
They
like
do,
that.
depending on the arc, they do change the clothes.
I also liked how the logo changed every episode.
Yeah, showing which one they was gonna really focus on.
Yeah.
And that's where like I guess the downside of this is like they devote 20 plus episodes to each story arc. So
Mm-hmm.
like they show briefly about how Nami was doing this and she didn't want to do that or whatever. But imagine 20 plus episodes of that happening to when this finally happens and then it hits you where it's like, okay, after all that stuff that she did and they went through, and now he's like, I'm still gonna rock with you. And she's like, finally says, I need your help. It's like, I hit you in the feels and stuff like that.
So my question to you as somebody that has seen all of One Piece, like do you feel it is really necessary to have such long arcs? Like I understand you want details and stuff, but it's like all of that can't be like essential to the story.
Okay, so two things. A lot of times in these episodes, I'm taking out filler episodes. Do you know what filler episodes are?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm taking out filler episodes. They do a lot of flashbacks. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like flashbacks are not needed at all. But One Piece has a lot of flashbacks in their episodes. Now, do they need to be this long? Yes and no. Yes, because sometimes small details of uh, let's go back to Sanji. Sanji and
That
his cook.
girl.
No, Sanji and
Oh,
his
okay.
cook
I was
captain.
thinking of the guy with the swords. Okay. Yes, the cook. Yes.
Or that's another thing. But it's not like them, like you see how that was a little bit longer because it takes time to say that he was there for so long and everything, and then he finally does it and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Sometimes it does take multiple episodes. But now you brought up Sanji, or you said in the girl, you mean Zoro?
Yeah, Zoro. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing where he was like he don't have any friends, but like in the anime, he has the other friends, like the other people in the dojo thing. He
Hmm.
has friends with them, but whatever. He can't include everything. But yeah, some stuff needs to be there because you have to explain stuff in detail. So when things hit the fan or things go awry, it means a lot more in case we just breeze through it.
Okay.
And that's why I said One Piece being this long, it gives you plenty of time for you to either fall in love or hate these characters. So then when something does happen, when somebody dies or this Nami thing or stuff like that, it means more.
All right. That takes us to this week's discussion of Nefarious.
Execution scheduled for 11 p.m. But he's trying to convince us he's gone insane.
Therefore incapable of being executed.
I need you to prove he's faking it.
Edward? Let me ask you some questions.
I'm not Edward. I'm a demon.
On the day of his scheduled execution, a convicted serial killer gets a psychiatric evaluation during which he claims he is a demon. So, Matt, I want you to tell us why we're reviewing this movie.
We got a request off Twitter. Hashtag Mrs. T Tillett at TILLETT4CT. And she wrote, "Hey, I'm considering watching Nefarious. I'd like to know if it's worth watching. Podcast. Have you guys watched it yet? Check it out on Prime Video." So
So,
we appreciate comments. So we listen to our followers. So they recommended this and we watched it.
we did. Matt, we're just doing positives right now. What were some of your positives of this movie?
My positives, it's a great um
Premise?
premise idea of a demon being in a convicted person and a psychiatrist, like the ideal of it, he's about to be executed, so the psychiatrist has to determine if he's mentally capable to be executed. It's a nice premise of that scenario.
I agree. It's a really good premise. I was interested to see where it went. I feel like it's some pretty solid acting, specifically by Sean Patrick Fennery, the guy that played the person claiming to be possessed by a demon.
Edward Wayne something.
That's the
Uh
psychiatrist.
no, that's
Oh, his character's name.
yeah, it was Edward Wayne. Shoot. I know because it was three names.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that they did that because if you got three names, you're a serial killer. So I'm like, y'all funny.
Right.
Writers,
Yeah.
y'all are funny. Um, his character's name was I'm on IMDb. It says his character's name is Nefarious. Okay. So I appreciate that. The acting was solid. I appreciate, and this is probably
sorry. Edward Wayne Brady.
Yes. This is mostly probably because of budgetary reasons, but I do appreciate that this was like a acting heavy movie and that, the dialogue had to this movie only stood on the dialogue. Like there weren't like crazy effects or anything like that. Like it was all writing because like most likely that's what they had to work with budget wise. So that being said, I'm speaking for Chad right now. I'm not speaking for Matt. But this movie is some Christian propaganda, and I didn't like this shit. I didn't appreciate how this movie is like, oh hey man, we should all be pro-life. Don't get abortions. Don't matter what it is. Don't matter your life situations. Basically the movie's like, oh yeah, race relations are okay right now. All you need to worry about is the good Lord above. And I'm like, what's happening here, movie? What the hell? What's going on here?
So let's get into it. First of all, they tricked us.
Yes.
They make this movie to seem like it's a horror movie,
yes,
or like that. It is not. I agree exactly what you said. This is some Christian propaganda wrapped up into a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. It's not a horror.
I mean, it's a horror. Like, yeah, because as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's switching back from each character. I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. And next thing you know, oh, you don't kill 3 people, and they're talking about abortion, and I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then he keeps going, and he's like, yeah, you killed them. And I was like, wait, what? And as we delve further, I was like, honestly, once that scene happened, I was like, all right,
yeah,
I am totally checked out of this movie.
Same.
So Martin makes an idealistic statement that says we've never been freer. This is the psychiatrist. Literacy is at an all-time high. We're working to eliminate racism, intolerance, gender equality. People can love who they want, be who they want, do what they want. Diversity is no longer a dream. Hate speech is no longer tolerated. And politically, we reclaim the moral high ground.
Right.
That's what he says. And then later on, Nefarious rebunked, talking about, like, gave points where the average high school graduate reads at a 6th grade level. Your basketball players making $30 million a year, decrying racism, all while wearing sneakers made from a slave labor. Here's something for you. Right now, your world currently has 40 million slaves, more than the Romans had at the height of their empire. Want to know the best part, though? Half of those, are sex slaves. As for hate speech, you want to hear some irony? We didn't even come up with that, meaning demon devil. You did all that by yourself. What the fuck does that have to do with what he said? Everything he said that the psychiatrist said was the truth. Now, bringing up basketball players and all this other stuff, that had nothing to do. Those are just talking points that they use when they talk about shit like that. They might as well just, he might as well have said, nah, you on that woke shit.
Yeah. Did not fucking like. And it's like,
I'll go ahead.
And it's like, we've seen like similar premises where it's like a horror movie where it's like somebody's like, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in this biblical stuff, and then by the end, like, it's shown like the biblical stuff is real, but it's not rubbing your face in it.
Right.
And I feel like they could have not been leaned so hard on like, oh yeah, we believe in these certain politics. We didn't have to do all that.
Right, because they could have still went the same route instead of just making the talking points, make it seem like love thy neighbor or something like that, and brought that part of the Bible into it for, like, instead of these same old talking points of, no abortions and rich black people like that, they still could have made their point.
Right.
And the thing, like the ending of it, like I don't know if they did on purpose or not, but like I did not like how at the end Nefarious was in a homeless black woman at the
I
end.
didn't care for that shit one bit either.
Right.
No, absolutely not. No. I didn't understand why Nefarious possessed the psychiatrist and then immediately left him.
Right. And they're trying to make it seem like, oh, because what do they say? Not like divine intervention, but like
because he couldn't kill himself.
Right. Because they said like the gun went off 3 times, but like divine intervention, God stepped in and saved him and everything else like that. But then like the weird part about it, it's not like he crossed over and became a Christian afterwards.
Yeah, like I thought like when he was doing the interview at the end, like dude was gonna be like, yes, and I believe now. Like you didn't do that. And it's like I don't understand what the point of spreading Nefarious's message was. And also, like Nefarious is like, I wrote down a manuscript and this is gonna be like Hell's Bible. But I'm like, people don't consume information like that anymore. Like
Right.
we don't, even if you are a religious person, or if you're on that side of the internet with your I can't even think of anybody like super Christian on that side, but you know, like hardcore, like who's that guy, he was posting those videos, Ben Shapiro, like even like those type of people, like you aren't gonna just be like, okay, cool, here's a book from a serial killer talking about some stuff like some tenements. Like nobody cares about, like that's not how you get engagement. You got to get out there. You got to infect the young people. You got to get on TikTok. You got to get on YouTube. You got to spread your message that way. Writing shit down in a manuscript is not going to fucking get you like Bible 2.0, but the bad one.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, man. Some old ass motherfuckers wrote this.
Right. This was not also when he was crossing back and forth between the Nefarious and the convict, I did not like him
sniveling.
I didn't like that part. Okay, you seen Glass and other ones with James McAvoy.
Yeah.
When he goes back from the split personalities, he does that perfectly. To where this wasn't done. Like I didn't like the snivering, crying, and everything else like that. He like, why is he crying and sniveling? He could have just been a regular person, like kind of not sad, but like sad or angry or whatever, that his body's been taken over. But like he just sound like a coward doing it, and I didn't like that. Real quick, one more thing, and I think it's wild. I know they do this, but like actually seeing it again, I think it's wild that like we do viewing executions.
Oh yeah, that is insane.
I get like certain people need to be there just for like random people, like, I want to go see this guy die.
Well, it's not random people, it's like the family and stuff like
right
that.
But they got reporters. Like I think that's wild. That might as well well then that's, to me, that's like basically like public hate.
Yeah, but it's not. But you had a trial though.
Right. But I just think like that's wild that she'd be like, let me go see. I know like the family wants to make sure that person's dead, but it was just like seeing that, I'm just thinking that's crazy.
I get that. It's wild that we still do death penalty, but hey. America, right?
America.
What did you think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this movie?
Honestly, I get this thing a 40%, but leaning off this Christian thing, I want to assume it's probably got something. So I go to like 72%.
So it only has 17 critic reviews, and they got a 35%. But the audience score, over 1,000 reviews, 96%.
See, I knew some dumb shit like that will happen. Yeah. Right. And even if I put myself in like Christian views and everything, it still didn't turn out the way, quote unquote, I wanted it to.
It needs to specifically.
No, I'm saying like if I was one of those Christians or whatever like that, wouldn't it be that he needs to disavow his atheist stuff and everything like that.
He needs to no longer be an atheist. Yes.
Right. And then he needs to see the will of God and everything. Like that didn't even happen. So why would I, as a Christian viewer or beliefs, give this such a high score just for the simple fact that they pointed out those talking points I like about celebrities with a lot of money and abortion? Like, to me, that still doesn't even line up.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not a good movie, but it hit enough points for this 96% audience. Yeah, we're not doing trivia, but
like they say, if you build it, they will come, and I guess they came for it.
Yeah. So yeah, this was an episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. It is a thing that exists. We're on it. We don't use it, but we're on it. Follow me at Letterboxd at BOW1213, Matt at Mr. King 0257. Come back next week where we discuss the Adam Sandler Netflix original movie, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. Friend of the show. Well, she's more than a friend of the show at this point. She's like an unofficial co-host. Rachel will be back to talk about her life experience in this matter, and she might be back with a guest. We'll see.
And like always, I don't know if this is a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.